Hey everybody, we are doing a Professor Oak's challenge today. Let me fix a couple of settings. Okay, I think that does what I want it to do. I should still be able to it's my audio monitoring device. Gaming headset for that. Okay. So yeah, we're doing a Professor Oak's challenge today. Let me see. Okay, yeah. Professor Oak's challenge, if you're not aware what that is, we have to catch every Pokemon we can prior to each badge. And I'm doing Shield just because it's one of the games I enjoy the most. So we'll kind of get going. I'm going to try to fix this to where I can... Okay, I can close OBS down a little bit. Let's do it. Right on the other side. Streamlabs. We'll lower that volume just a little bit. I'm sure I probably blew somebody's ear out just now. Okay, you know what? I'm going to maximize this and see. Perfect, that'll work. Okay. Sorry, I'm messing around with my setup on the back end here. So yeah, we'll be trying to catch every Pokemon we can before each gym. And just kind of seeing, you know, where we get today. I'll be on for probably about an hour and a half. Maybe 2 hours, depending on how things go. Going to try to just get through some of the early game stuff. I will be doing with the DLC, so we'll have a couple of areas that we'll have to hit here originally. Huge chunk of the Isle of Armor. These will probably go up as VODs on my YouTube channel, which I have a link for. Let's see, I think, yeah, there we go. This will do it. Turn that down just a bit more. One second. I'm still sort of working on my settings. It's been a bit since I've streamed consistently. So I'm trying to fix my settings up to where I'll go back to previous settings. Okay, So what we're going to do is just sort of work with what we've got at the moment. Okay, so why do I need to turn up my microphone a bit? Is that what's going on? Okay, we'll see how that works. If I need to turn that down, just let me know and I'll pull that down. So yeah, we're gonna just kind of get through what we can today. A lot of this intro story stuff, and try to start making some catches. And I'm gonna catch as much as I can before I start grinding, so that way it's just kind of a switch out. I will have to do some raids for certain things. I do have a guide up. This is the first time I've done a Professor Oaks for this game. I was recording a Professor Oaks for Let's Go last year, and it never really went anywhere because I was having some issues with editing software and stuff. Bag. Okay. So, yeah, let's get through some of this story. If I can get my controller to cooperate with me. Okay, so yeah, like a lot of the newer Pokemon games, this is very introduction heavy, but it doesn't take too long to get through, especially if I remember to change the text speed and whatnot, which I need to do here in just a second. Controller's a little sensitive today. Fast text speed. I'm gonna turn the battle effects off. We'll do automatic games. We're gonna skip movies too. I think most people who end up watching this will have seen it is just all sorts of tech issues today. My headphones keep messing up every time I move. Anything to kind of speed this up a little bit. We're just here to catch them all, my friend. Come on. I need my display a little larger so I can actually see what I'm doing here. Okay, so I'm just sort of button mashing through the story. Some playthroughs I will do some story stuff and, you know, kind of have some fun with it, but this one's just about getting to the catching. So we'll get to Wedgehurst and see Leon show up. I think I'm taking Sobble, because that was who I started with on my first playthrough of the game. And ultimately, by the time we get to the first gym, it's not going to matter. I'm going to have several hundred Pokemon to choose from. So, and this is just a Professor Oak's, not a catch-em-all. If it was a catch-em-all, I would be playing multiple games and transferring and breeding and trying to have a living dex. But I just have to get each of the dex entries for this. So, that'll save some time for sure. Probably be some raid den stuff over on the Isle of Armor to get some Armorite ore to get watts. That's going to be an important thing. Might have to do some date skipping to kind of get different weathers, things like that. So there's a little bit of everything going on here. Yep, you're unbeatable, Leon. That's whatever you're talking about there for you. I really do enjoy the story of this game. It has its flaws, of course, but I do think that it's fun and it's in its own way. I don't think it's as good story-wise as Scarlet and Violet are. I will do an Oaks challenge in that one day. Probably after I get a Switch 2, I might do more Scarlet and Violet streaming, just so I can actually go to different places. Okay, so I pick okay, hold on here. I might be switching to my Joy-Cons actually. I am going with Sobble. So then he'll take Score Bunny, and that gives Leon a more balanced team at the end. Not that it's going to matter. There'll be some post-game stuff we have to do, obviously, to catch everything. Trying to decide how I feel about the Dynamax Adventure Legendaries, because they are an option. They don't give dex entries. So for the DLC Pokemon that don't give dex entries, I'll make that decision later. But there are ones like the Swords of Justice, the Regis, that do give dex entries that we will catch either towards the end of the main story or post game. Okay, yep. We do a fight. Smack Hop around a little bit. I do like Hop as a rival too. I feel like most of the people who complain about the friendly rivals of the newer games forget that started really with Gen 3. So we only had 2 rivals that were actually jerks. Silver, straight up a criminal, and Blue is just a jerk. But that's okay. I think I think all the rivals have their own charm to them. Barry can be a bit much at times, but he's still alright. I am leaking water all over myself over here. I do want to do some Nuzlocke videos. So I've been trying off and on since 2020 to really make streaming and making videos like part of my everyday and stuff, but there's been a lot going on, and I've had a lot going on here recently since I started streaming again earlier this summer. I think things are kind of evening out a little bit, so I'm gonna try to make this at least 3 times a week. I'm really gonna aim for every day if I can keep it going. Gym challenge, gym badges, Pokemon strengths, yada yada, the professor, Wooloo, the crime committing Wooloo. So yeah, what was I saying? I want to make streaming and videos and stuff like part of my creative outlet. You know, if I make money doing it, I make money doing it. If not, I don't. You know, not everything has to be looked at as a primary source of income, I guess. I really wish you had Pokeballs here. Make Squovet and... is it Rookity in the second patch? A lot easier to get a hold of. I am going to want some watts to get Pokeballs. That's going to be kind of a big thing, so once we kind of get the option to go Wild Area, Isle of Armor, we'll take that option. Do some raids, get the Pokeballs we need. These 2 fights aren't worth the experience, honestly. I used to do them just because, like, oh, you know, that's how you do it, but I'd rather just get to a point where we can start slowly working our way towards the actual grind. So we got our starter, and then we will get so the guide I'm following wants me to go talk to Leon on Route 2 before I catch anything. I'm gonna, when I get to that point, I'm gonna circle back to Route 1 and catch something so I can skip the catching tutorial, because there's really no reason. I've been playing Pokemon since 1998. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to make this a regular thing daily, as long as I'm not sick or busy doing other stuff. I do have other responsibilities, but this is going to be a big focus for this last half of the year, is to really get some traction on my streaming. And you know, I want to do, like I said earlier, Nuzlocks and stuff to where I can sort of tell some stories, you know, just be able to have fun with like nicknames and telling stories and things like that. So we'll see how it goes. Can't fight zombies into here. We get yada yada, no effect. So yeah, we'll once I get access to the Isle of Armor, I'm gonna try to go do a ton of watt farming. And see, you know, about getting some Pokeballs to help with all this. Wishing pieces to try to do some of the raid dens I have to do. Oh, wrong way. Hi, Mom. Yeah, we're leaving. Some pocket money. I think you gave me some Pokeballs, which means I can catch something on the way. Check and make sure I'm right about that. Oh, yeah. So, gonna just snag one of my encounters on Route 1, just to skip that catching tutorial, and then kind of cut back after I get all the free Pokeballs from Leon, to see about snagging the rest. Let me just catch this Rookity real quick. I definitely will not be doing a shiny Professor Oak challenge of probably any game. That's absolutely wild. In respect to anyone who's ever done one, I love shiny hunting, but not that much. Okay, so now we have Rookity. Let's run. Let's go ahead and catch this Squavette since I ran into it. Okay, now let's see if we can get around without running into anybody else at the moment. We're going to come back and clear up this route here in a bit. I think part of my problem right now is I forget there's a bit of a lag between my capture card and my controller. So it's been a while since I've done any Switch games on stream, so I gotta get used to the slight delay. Usually I would have like my laptop monitor with some of the stuff and my actual gameplay up on the TV. Oh my gosh. But my laptop monitor does not like to work, so we're kind of working with what we got here. Okay, let's go see Sonia. Hey, Leon. Let's go in and talk to Sonia. Be interested in seeing a kind of checking out speed runs for this game. I imagine this first part is torture on a speed run. Yep. Go on, Yamper. And I do know a lot about Pokemon. So yep, Pokédex. Okay. And now let's go get those extra Pokeballs from Leon. I'm a little quiet. Okay. Let me see if I can... Is this a little bit better? Not really? Okay, Oh, well, that turned me off completely. Let me see... Okay, hold on just a second. Let me... Is this a little bit better? Okay, so I think for some reason... Hey, Mandy. I think for some reason my microphone is still running through my computer instead of my headset. So, let me see. Okay, let me try that and see if that's a little bit better. Is that a little bit better on my sound? Okay, that's something I'll have to maybe work with later. I don't know exactly what's going on with it. Yeah, it's something I'll have to play with later. Okay, I definitely don't want to hear myself. So I'll turn that off for now. Okay, yeah. I think my audio's always been an issue. Part of it's because I have that air conditioner running in here, so that's definitely not helping. But okay, yeah. Come on, hop. Yeah, there's no way I can turn the AC off in here or it will get too hot. And here's Leon. Huzzah. No, I definitely don't need a heat headache for sure. It's still just a little too warm for me to be sitting without the air conditioner. And I don't know how much of it's like just my speaking volume or what, but so let's see about catching the rest of Route 1 real quick. I've got Rookity and Squavet. Yeah, I'm not a very loud talker normally, and you know that. Ah! Got a little bit of lag. Okay. Let's snag Nickit. We'll need Nickit, Blipbug, Caterpie, Hoot Hoot, and Wooloo. And Grubbin from here. So let's go ahead and grab all of those. Okay, Nickit, I'm trying to be nice, but okay, now I should be able to catch you. I thought all Route 1 encounters were guaranteed captures, but I guess that's just the first time through. Also, do you think the game audio is too loud, or is it okay? Super quiet. Okay, I turned it down because it felt like it was really loud earlier. How about that? Can't actually hear it. Better? Okay. Yeah, the way I had it earlier, I wasn't sure if I could be heard myself, so I might have to speak up a little bit. Okay. Here's Grubbin. Another squirrel that I don't need. Caterpie. I guess the good thing about Professor Oaks is the trait evolutions I don't necessarily have to worry about. So I need Wooloo, Hoot Hoot, and Blipbug. And we move on to Route 2. Yeah, I might do them later, maybe as part of like the post-game cleanup. They're not really required for an Oaks challenge. If I was doing a catch-em-all, I'd have to do them. Blipbug, I like you. Don't make this difficult. Okay, Hoot Hoot and Wooloo. I can get Wooloo in the overworld. I just need Hoot Hoot to pop up here. As far as I remember, Hoot Hoot's not a night-only encounter on this game. Location, Route 1. Okay, so he's only a 5%. This is my first 5% that I'm looking for. Good old RNG. Yeah. Yeah, there's going to be a lot harder Pokemon to find than Hoot Hoot. I've got a few 1%s I know coming up. And then I've got to reset some raid dens later. No, I'm looking at it right now. It's 5% at any time. Because you can't get day-night cycle on the routes until post-game. Or later in the game, one of the two. So, no, it's available. I haven't found it yet, I think is the overall point. Yeah, Squilvet and Blipbug are 70% of the encounters, and the other 30 are Caterpie, Grubbin, and Hoot Hoot, so... Apparently I can find it on Route 2 as well. Still at a 5%, there's more encounters, so... Let's see. All I had to do is change patches of grass, I guess. Which Facebook post are you wanting me to make shareable? Okay. I think I did that. I'm not sure. Okay. So now I just need Wooloo and I can move on to the next route. Okay, yeah, let's find Wooloo real quick and we can move on. Let's see. Wooloo. Wooloo, there you are, my friend. Wooloo, come on, man. Okay. So now we get into some interesting encounters. I've got a 2% overworld spawn, a 5% fishing spawn. Okay, let's head to Route 2. I want to say this guide is missing... are you able to get... There's Feebas in the high level area for fishing. It's in the high level area, okay. So I don't have to worry about Phoebus right now. Let's go in and heal. Buy some more Pokeballs. Let's go with... 46 for now. Once I'm able to get to the Isle of Armor, I'm going to be picking up a lot of stuff. Okay. Don't need Squabbit. I do need Choodle. Choodle, the Yamper, and Zigzagoon are my overworld. I need Purloin and Lotad from the grass. And then I fish for Magikarp and Arrokuda. So... we will... see about getting those guys. So the way the guide I'm following is set up, I will be doing the Isle of Armor, as much of it as I can prior to Gym 1. I'm following the Shield Plus DLC guide. So anything I can catch on the Isle of Armor is on the list to be caught. So yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of stuff to do this first section because I am doing the DLC as well. Okay. I need Purloin and I need Lotad to pop up here. Purloin's at 10%, Lotad's at 20%. Okay, let's see. Okay, there's my Lotad. This first section is going to be brutal because you don't have access to the bike until after the first gym. So that's gonna hurt a little bit. Okay. Okay, just need Purloin and Zigzagoon and Yamper. And then when I get down towards the end of the area, I can get Magikarp and Arrokuda. There's Purloin. Okay. Jeez. Okay, now I just need Yamper and Zigzagoon. We'll fight this kid. Oh, and Sammy, I can tell you're playing Supermarket Simulator because you put the wrong aisle for Isle of Armor. I just now caught it, but... yeah. I guess I can go to the aisle to grocery shop for some new Pokemon. I'm not. You know I love you. And if I am picking on you, it's only a little bit. I need to go ahead and just fight this girl. Trying to get these last two overworld encounters. Definitely gonna have to use a potion here in a few minutes, here in a few seconds. That'll get him back up to mostly full health. Okay, let's try this again with my headset. Just having all sorts of audio issues today. Okay, we'll go back up this way just a bit and then we'll curve back down. Try to get Yamper. Yamper and Zigzagoon. Must be my lucky day. Okay, so now I can go down to the end of the route and fish right before the professor's house. Okay, first evolution. We've got the little fella Caterpie evolving. Okay, and I ran into the Rookity. It's gonna run into everything, I think. And I actually never realized until just now that you could actually fish once you got down here on Route 2. I thought that was something you had to wait to get your camping gear to do. So we got this little guy here. And when I get across the bridge, I can fish for Magikarp and Arrokuda. That was easy enough. Oh, he has two. I forgot this kid has two. So a huge bit of what I'm going to be doing is using candies for raids. Did I just... Okay. There we go. Yes, fishing. Never realized you could fish here. At this point. Do what? Oh. Okay. Let's go ahead and add Magikarp to the list. Would have been really nice if I'd gotten Arrokuda on the first cast. That's okay. There's Magikarp. There's the fishing spot again. Oh, there's more of a delay between my capture card and my controller than I thought there was. There's Choodle, who I don't need. Okay, good. That didn't take too long. Okay, so now we take the train from Wedge Church to the wild area. I'm gonna skip the G-Max Pikachu and Eevee you can get. Yeah, gonna skip the G-Max Pikachu and Eevee. And actually skip the wild area for the time being. Basically going to take all the routes up to Turffield, catch everything there, and then go back to the wild area and start snagging loose ends. Blah, blah, blah. Exposition. Yes, please. Thank you. Leon doesn't think we're good enough, so I go smack his brother around to show him we're good enough. Hey, I got out the door first time this time. And you can go bye-bye. And that is that fixed. Okay, now back to... Wait, oh man, I was going to grab the TM first. Thank you. Get this early battle stuff done. Whack him with the water pulse. Oh. That critical hit. Oh dang! Yeah, I didn't know what the weather was doing. We hadn't talked about it today. That's wild. Okay. Do. Get our Dynamax band. And I think what I'm gonna do once I'm able to is go get the EXP charm from the Isle of Armor and go run one Dynamax adventure to get me a lead Pokemon to take care of all my leveling. And then I'll do Motostoke and all the way up and then cut back and do the wild area. Especially once I have a level 65 Pokemon to do all my fighting for me. Let's see. We're at about an hour and 15 minutes. I will probably wrap up about 5:30. I've got some stuff going on this afternoon, early this evening, that I've got to get ready for. So, yeah, we'll probably go for another, looking like about 45 minutes. So. Well, I caught all my Pokemon on the way to the professor's house hop, so. Maybe eventually I'll be able to go into doors. So yeah, the EXP charm from the Isle of Armor. The Dynamax adventure will probably be the last thing we do. I'm going to try to get some watts today too to snack some Pokeballs. Anything to speed up the process. I like the intro to the first time you go to the wild area, or when you enter the wild area. I love the way that sounds. Actually, I'm not gonna go to the wild area, or to the Isle of Armor and Crown Tundra just yet. I want to finish the stuff in Motostoke to get the ability to fly. Yeah, the music, the wild area music's just fun. I think it fits the area really well. I mean, I've also been listening to it several hours a day for the last almost 6 years. I don't play Swish quite as much as I was, but I still really enjoy it. Yeah, let's get the ability to fly first, and then we'll circle back and do some of that other stuff I was talking about. Let's see. So, while we're in Motostoke, we'll need to get Barboach. Okay. Yeah, let's get the ability to fly. Yeah. Do want some net balls. That'll help speed up my water and bug type catching. I'll talk to you in just a minute, Sonia. Oh. Right. Well, I'll talk to you now, Sonia. Okay, let's see. First thing, where is the cafe? Is that right here? So let's battle this guy and see if we can get one of the alchemy sweets while we're here. Okay, let's see what he gives us. This will probably help. Satchel. Well, no, that's not gonna help me any. So that's something I'm gonna have to do. Let's go ahead and take the high-tech earbuds, even though I'm not gonna really mess with the sound settings that much. Here comes Charizard. Mystic Water. Endorsement letter. Okay, I'm going with 553, which is Crocodile's number. Having all sorts of headphone issues again today. Okay, whatever you say. I'm gonna go catch Barboach first. I still forgot to get the TM from behind the professor's house. That's okay, I'll be over there again at some point. Come on, Choodle, be cool, man. Let's go ahead and be Barboach. That is Magikarp. They do both have whiskers, so I guess that's at least somewhat in the realm. Come on. Nope, that's not what I wanted to click on. Ah, Barboach is at 10%, so this could take a minute or two. Come on, Choodle. I need you and Magikarp to be cool for just half a second. I didn't want to actually attack you. And... come on. Need just a little bit of luck on my side. I'm good, Zach. How are you? That's good to hear. Yeah, you definitely know more hellos than I do. I only know a couple of those. You know, it's not so bad. Right now it's a little bit of a pain just because of the 10% Barboach here. You know. I found the 5% Arrokuda much quicker than I did the Barboach, so... Nice. I'm planning on doing Scarlet or Violet at some point. Not really sure when. I just wanted to start with Sword and Shield just because, you know, it's been a little while since I played through these games, and Professor Oak challenges are usually a good time, so. And Barboach. Yeah, That's wild. Was it just kind of a lack of time, or that's a good little bit of time that you put in there. Taking breaks, yeah, that makes sense. I get that. Well, we will see what else we get to do here, depending on how long it takes me to get Barboach. Oh yeah, yeah, that, I nearly ran away from the Barboach. Yeah, a Shiny Oaks challenge that's a lot of work, even for Scarlet and Violet, where it's so much easier to get Shinies. I actually think I saw your post earlier about I think I saw your post earlier about finishing your Violet Oaks challenge, as a matter of fact. Okay. Now let's get through the rest of this. That still didn't take too long. Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna do a Gen 1 Oaks challenge, but I still probably will at some point, but Japanese Blue sounds like it'd be a fun one to do it on. Oh yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. I think I have mine and my best friend's Game Boy in a box with my Super Nintendo. Basically, I have every system I've ever owned stored somewhere. Yeah, who knows? There's no telling why it put that extra on there. Yeah, it's just something about playing some of these games on the original hardware that's just, you know, it's just fun. Okay. Yeah, I was having a conversation with somebody on Threads about Japanese Blue, some of the version differences it had. Um, Stuff like Jinx being available in the wild and stuff like that. So, um, I haven't gotten a hold of any older Japanese games. I do have several Gen 5 Unova Japanese games. Okay, which Trade Evolutions is that? I don't know a whole lot about Japanese Blue. Yeah, I would assume Gengar is one of those in-game traits. Okay. Yeah, I figured Gengar. This is interesting. Golem's the other one. I would have thought maybe Machamp would have been the other one you could get, but whatever it takes, it's better than the trade in, what is it, Diamond, where you get a Haunter holding an Everstone. See, I've got just a little under 15 minutes left. Probably get through the opening ceremony and maybe the introduction to the Isle of Armor. Yeah, that is crazy that Alakazam's the only one you can't get. I don't have a lot of experience with Yellow either. I played it once right after it came out. So it's cool to know that you can get Machamp in Yellow. I'll have to keep that in mind if I ever play it. Oh yeah, I have it set to skip movies. I didn't realize it would skip the. Oh nice. Yeah, Pidgeot and Venusaur during that first stretch of the Gen 1 games, they're the two hardest to get evolved just because, you know, they need so much experience. 17 hours isn't bad, so you're pre-Gym Badge 1. Nice, yeah. Once you get those two, you'll be able to handle most of the rest of the game with no problem as far as battles and stuff. Yeah, Magikarp and Dratini, or Magikarp because you can't do anything with it, and Dratini because it takes so much experience to get it up. Yeah, I get that. Okay, so we can go ahead and I think I can get the Isle of Armor introduction done, so we'll be set up for the next time we come through. Let's catch the Slowpoke. Yeah, I imagine the pseudo-legendaries in any of these Oaks challenges are a nightmare. I'm thinking specifically about Hydreigon trying to get, level 64. Yeah, the experience candies make a huge difference. I eventually plan to do Oaks challenges of every generation. Gen 5 is going to be a nightmare because of some of the high level evolutions for that. Okay, got Butterfree, so we can switch Butterfree out. Yeah, I do know fighting Audino is almost impossible to do without fighting Audino. Yeah, I better just do the Isle of Armor. I was gonna get me a lead Pokemon from Dynamax Adventures, but I don't have enough time today for that, so that'll be sort of towards the beginning of next time. Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one. What? I'm assuming it's based off of the original Pokemon Gold, but what's different about it as opposed to the original game? Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. I haven't done a lot of those kinds of games. I know of some of them in passing, but that's really neat. Well, that's awesome. Yeah, it's always cool to kind of be the pioneer of something like that. I know some people like video guides. I have a written guide up myself. I prefer to kind of be able to read as I go through. So that's really cool. Yeah, I think I've got about 9 minutes left. Yeah, having a way to keep track of it's pretty good. I didn't set anything like that up for this. I'm just sort of just kind of going by vibes, I guess. I forgot to take Butterfree out of my party. I need to do that here in a second. Butterfree. I just talked about that and I almost forgot to do it. Sure. Flip bug can go in. Yep, I will find the other Diglett. But that is for next time. Yeah, my eyesight's not quite what it used to be, so I don't know that I could do that, but it definitely seems like a lot of fun. Okay, whatever you say, Avery. I think the main goal is to get the experience charm. Yeah, talking about using original hardware, I tried to do a Nuzlocke of English Blue on my Nintendo 64 on Stadium one time. And because of the way that cartridge reader connects to the controllers, if you just barely bump it, it says it's unplugged. So I lost like 3 hours of progress and have never gone back to it. Okay, there's the experience charm. That'll be good. Maybe I have time to get over to Digging Paw and get some wasps before we go. When I go to the Crown Tundra next time, I'm going to box everybody but Sobble so that it doesn't take as long to get taken out. Yeah, I got about 2 minutes left. I'm trying to hit the button too fast. Okay, well, thank you, Mianfu. You saved me the trouble of using the wrong move. Fair Fair enough. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely not too bad. I imagine when you first started grinding them, that seemed, you know, like, oh man, it's gonna be a while, but that's pretty good. Well, I think the last thing I'm doing is this battle. Oh boy. Yeah, right. At least he missed his attack a second ago, so I guess that's helpful. Either KO or confusion. Okay, there we go. Jeez. Okay, there's that. Alright, well, after I button mash my way through this, that's where I'll call it for today. I've got a meeting in about 20 minutes that I need to get ready for. So, just as soon as I'm done taking care of all this, I love the ridiculously fast slowpoke. They make me laugh every time. like the dojo uniform. Okay, well that's where I'm going to call it for today. I appreciate everyone's time today. Zach, thank you for the follow. I'm assuming you're the one that followed me. It's good talking to you about some Oaks challenges. I learned a lot about games I've never played before. So yeah, I'm going to try to be on again tomorrow at about the same time. So hope everyone has a good evening, and I will see you tomorrow.